Sarah of the York County Library. Welcome to another episode of Stay Creative York County. I am going to be showing you an interesting little technique that I discovered recently that is straw weaving. So this is a little loom that I've made with 3 straws and a little bit of tape. So to be able to get started with this, you of course need 3 straws. I had 2, one was a little longer than the other one, so I cut them down to equal lengths. And I'm also making sure that the holes are going to be big enough for the yarn that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using this variegated yarn, so that means that the color changes as you go along. So it goes from a blue to a light pink to a white and then back to a blue. Of course, you could do a solid color if you'd like. Of course, you're going to need tape for the loom, and I use some scissors to cut my straws down to size. And that's all you need: straws, tape, yarn, and maybe some scissors. And you can create things like this. So I have a very small work because I had very small straws, but you could make it longer by making your straws longer. And this one I've kind of tied off into a band. So let's get into the video and see how I made this with this. So the first thing you're going to do is take your 3 straws and take a piece of Scotch tape, line up the bottoms and tape them together in a flat surface. So what we're going to be doing with the yarn is we're going to be taking the yarn under, over, under, or over, under, over. And we're going to repeat this down the straw. So as I said, I have this variegated yarn here, and what I'm going to do is put it in between the first and second straw, and I'm going to have a tail of yarn off to the left. So I'm going to choose to either go under or over first. So I chose that I wanted the yarn to go over the first straw first. It would go under the middle one and then over the last straw. So to go over the last straw, I threaded the yarn between the second and third. Then I changed directions, went the other way, and took the yarn back between the second and third and put it over the second and behind the first. So now you can see you just repeat this. You change directions, go over, under, over. Change directions, go under, over, under. And this is what you're going to repeat. And you may have some looseness in it at the beginning, but just take a moment and push things down to the bottom and you will start to see your project grow. So now I'm going to fast forward, and you will see that my work continues to grow. And every now and then I take a moment to push it down. So now you can see the stripes that are building with the variegated yarn. So now I've reached the end, and I'm going to take my tail and I'm going to cut it. And now I'm going to take the same yarn and I'm going to cut 3 lengths. I'm also going to push my work closer to the ends. So you can see there's not much straw left at the top. Now we're going to take these 3 strands and put one down each straw. So what's going to happen is we are going to transfer the woven part from the straws and onto the strings. So that's why we're putting 1 piece down each straw. So now that we have that in place and they're kind of even on each side, we are going to take the end that we just cut and tie it with the yarn in the first piece or in the first straw. So now we're just tying those together, and that will secure the end. We're going to repeat that with the 2 pieces of yarn on the other side from the middle and the last straw. And now we're going to slowly push and pull out the straw from our woven piece. To secure the other end, we're going to push our piece to the desired length, And then we'll tie the loose ends like we did the other side. And to clean it up, we're going to tie those tied ends together. So now we have our bracelet. Now what are we going to do with this? Well, I decided I wanted to try to put it on my dog. Didn't quite work, but she was a good sport. And when all else fails, if you don't want to use it as a bracelet or a dog hat, you can put it on other things around the house. Okay, friends, so that is the end of the video for today. I want to thank Peanut for being a good sport and totally doing that, not for a treat. No, totally not. Good girl. So I hope you had fun creating our creations with our straw loom, and I hope you have fun mixing up different colors, different lengths. You might be able to make a sash or a headband or a handle for something. You could also make a belt if you could find something long enough, or you could maybe tie the pieces together. You could also decorate the ends by putting beads over them before you tie them so that they don't come off. So friends, I hope you had fun with that today. I hope it gives you an idea of what you can use straws for as well. And yeah. And so without further ado, friends, remember to stay safe. And as always, stay creative, York County. You want to wave? Baby. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.